Have you ever wondered why something as private and intimate as sexuality still holds deep meaning after the age of 60, 70, or even 80? Many people believe intimacy belongs to youth, something that fades with time, like memories of high school dances or the glow of a first love. But the truth is quite different. After more than 30 years working closely with older adults, I can tell you this: intimacy is not a luxury in our later years. It is part of our health, our joy, and our ability to feel connected. When intimacy begins to fade, the effects are not always immediate, but over time, you might start feeling more tired, more forgetful, more withdrawn, or simply lonelier. And that's why today I want to invite you to reflect with me on 10 reasons why maintaining intimacy after 60 can still bring tremendous benefits, not just for your body, but for your soul. 1. When intimacy disappears, your muscles and joints may quietly weaken. We often think the only way to maintain muscle strength and joint flexibility is through exercise. And while that's certainly true, there's another form of natural movement many overlook: intimacy. During physical closeness, your body doesn't just move, it balances. It activates the hips, back, legs, and arms. These gentle movements help maintain joint flexibility and muscle strength, both essential to prevent falls and preserve independence as we age. Without these moments of closeness, you may not notice changes right away. But over time, underused muscles weaken, joints stiffen, and confidence in movement starts to slip away. Passivity begins to take root in each step, each time you sit down or rise. Remember, you don't need a gym to stay active. Sometimes a warm embrace, a long hug, or a gentle moment with your partner is enough for your body to remember, I am still needed. 2. Your heart needs more than medication. It needs connection. It may sound surprising, but physical intimacy is actually a gentle, natural form of cardiovascular activity. Every time you connect with your partner, through touch, a hug, or shared closeness, you're improving blood circulation, regulating blood pressure, and keeping your arteries more elastic. Studies show that older adults who maintain an active, intimate life tend to have healthier hearts and fewer cardiovascular complications. This isn't about intensity, it's about regularity and the emotional depth of each connection. So don't think that intimacy after 60 is unnecessary. On the contrary, it may be one of the most powerful ways to care for your heart, not just physically, but emotionally too. 3. Your brain also needs intimacy to stay sharp. You might not think of it this way, but your brain is actually one of the biggest beneficiaries of regular intimacy. When you're physically close with someone you care about, your brain releases chemicals like dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins, the feel-good hormones that lift your mood, reduce stress, and most importantly, enhance memory. After 60, it's normal to feel like your memory isn't what it used to be. Some describe it as mental fog, difficulty focusing, or being forgetful. What may surprise you is that the absence of intimate connection can contribute to this decline. Without regular boosts of those positive brain chemicals, the mind becomes sluggish, less responsive. On the other hand, even small acts of intimacy, a lingering handhold, a genuine kiss, act like gentle electric currents across your neural pathways. They bring a sense of aliveness, mental clarity, and a reminder that you are still living a deeply emotional human life. 4. Emotional closeness starts to fade away. In your 60s, 70s, and beyond, what we long for is often not grand gestures, but the simple, quiet assurance that we are still loved, still heard, still cherished. One of the most powerful paths to that connection is physical closeness. At this age, intimacy is no longer about intensity or passion. It's a language, a slow, tender, meaningful way of saying, I'm still here, I still need you, I still treasure our time together. When physical touch begins to disappear, emotional bonds can quietly weaken. Many older couples still share meals in a bed, but they miss the loving touch, the kind glance, the gentle embrace that once came so naturally. And gradually, loneliness sets in. Not because we're alone, but because the distance between two hearts has quietly grown. But the beauty is, it doesn't take much to reconnect. A hug when the evening turns cold, a hand brushing through hair in the morning, resting your head together in peaceful silence. These simple gestures are the threads that repair a fragile connection. The older we get, the more we need these emotional ties to remind us that we still matter deeply to someone else. 5. Restful sleep becomes more elusive. Many people over 60 struggle with restless nights, difficulty falling asleep, shallow sleep, or waking up and being unable to drift back again. And one of the most natural, effective remedies may be physical intimacy. After physical closeness, your body releases prolactin, a hormone that encourages deep, restful sleep. At the same time, oxytocin, the so-called cuddle hormone, reduces anxiety, calms your nervous system, and helps you feel safe and loved. It's more than science. It's a deeply human experience. When you're held, when you're touched by someone you trust, your heart rate settles, your thoughts soften, and sleep comes as naturally as a breath. Without this closeness, the small worries of the day can grow louder at night. The mind spins, the body tenses, and sleep slips further away. Over time, sleeplessness doesn't just drain your energy. It weakens memory, lowers immunity, and slowly chips away at emotional well-being. So if you're searching for better sleep, start with tenderness. A hand held under the covers, a warm embrace before bed, or a soft kiss in the morning. Often, it's these quiet moments that unlock the deepest rest. 6. Self-confidence and body image slowly begin to fade. There's something tender, often left unspoken among older adults, the quiet sense of becoming invisible. No one seems to look at you with desire anymore. No one reaches out to touch you with the same gentle affection as before. And over time, you begin to question your own worth. When you look in the mirror, do you still see you? Or do you see someone unfamiliar? Someone who seems to have lost that spark, that vibrance, that quiet magnetism that once made hearts flutter. The truth is, the issue isn't your age or the lines on your skin. It's the feeling of no longer being touched, no longer being anticipated. As intimacy fades, so too can your confidence. The body no longer feels treasured, only like a vessel quietly fading with time. But here's something you may have forgotten. It only takes a single gentle touch, a whispered word of affection, or one moment of allowing yourself to feel and be felt to awaken that beauty again. Not the beauty of smooth skin or perfect form, but the vibrant beauty of a human being who still knows how to love, to feel, and to connect. You've never stopped being attractive. Perhaps you've simply forgotten how to see yourself through the eyes of love. 7. The immune system quietly weakens. Few people realize that a regular, healthy sex life can actually strengthen the immune system, especially in older adults. Studies have shown that those who maintain physical intimacy, even at a modest frequency, tend to have higher levels of immunoglobulin A, IgA, an important antibody that helps defend the body against colds, infections, and everyday illnesses. What's more, when you're hugged, held, or simply sharing closeness with someone you trust, your stress hormone cortisol decreases, making space for a calm, peaceful state. This is the ideal environment for your immune system to work effectively, helping you fight off illness and recover more quickly when you're unwell. On the flip side, a lack of intimacy can prevent your body from receiving those beneficial signals that help it stay strong. It's a quiet but significant loss, and one that can be reversed through the power of simple, loving connection. 8. Stress and anxiety levels increase. You might not realize it, but that lingering sense of worry, tension, irritability, or emotional overwhelm, it's not always just age. Sometimes it's your body missing one of its most natural stress relievers: physical intimacy. Every time you're held close, lovingly touched, or share a moment of tenderness, your body releases a gentle symphony of calming hormones: dopamine for joy, serotonin for ease, and oxytocin for connection. These are the messengers that soothe your nervous system, returning you to a state of balance and emotional safety. When these moments are absent, stress has nowhere to go. It builds up in tight shoulders, in shallow breathing, in restless nights, and sometimes in quiet tears that seem to come from nowhere. Instead of letting anxiety rule your days, try reconnecting through the simplest gestures: a long embrace, a reassuring touch, a warm glance. These are nature's most human medicines, needing no prescription, no cost, only a heart willing to let someone back in. 9. Marriages become more fragile with emotional distance. It's an ironic truth. Many couples in their later years, even while sharing the same roof, find themselves feeling more distant than ever. Not because the love is gone, but because the touch is. When intimacy disappears from a relationship, daily life becomes mechanical. Meals, greetings, routines. The love remains, but the heartbeat fades. The laughter grows less frequent. The goodnight hug quietly disappears. Intimacy is more than physical contact. It's a language of trust, a desire to be close, to be seen, and to be understood. And when that language fades, so does the emotional bridge that once connected two hearts. Not everyone is brave enough to say, "I miss how we used to be." But if you're reading this and feel even a flicker of longing in your heart, don't stay silent. A whispered word, a held hand, an evening spent together in presence. That could be the first step to reconnecting. The body forgets. Use it or lose it. Here's a truth that's hard to admit but impossible to ignore. If you stop using a part of your body regularly, it starts to weaken and eventually forget how to work. This is true for muscles, for joints, and yes, for sexual function. In men, long gaps between intimate moments can lead to reduced erections, slower response, or even a gradual loss of desire. In women, the vaginal area can become drier, less flexible, and intimacy may become uncomfortable instead of pleasurable. This isn't a sudden decline. It's slow, subtle, until one day coming back feels harder than you expected. But just like with exercise or relearning a skill, the body can be reawakened. You just need to give it a chance. Start not with grand gestures, but with safety, with respect, and with a genuine desire to reconnect with your partner or even with yourself. Your body hasn't aged beyond feeling. It's simply waiting to be reminded of what it means to be touched, to be wanted, to be alive. Intimacy isn't just a choice. It's part of what makes life worth living. Maybe you've come to believe that sex or physical intimacy is something for the young. Maybe you've grown used to the silence in the bedroom, the rushed touches, or the days filled only with polite check-ins between two people who once shared a deep, fiery love. But the truth is, you've never lost the ability to love, to connect, or to feel. You just need to remember and give yourself permission to begin again. Intimacy, even in the form of a soft hug, a gentle caress, or an honest conversation, is the golden thread that weaves back together the pieces of your heart. It doesn't just soothe the body's aches, it softens the quiet spaces in your soul. And remember, age cannot steal tenderness. It cannot erase real beauty. It cannot extinguish the quiet fire of love still glowing inside you, unless you let it. If it's been a long time since you said "I love you" to your partner, today could be the day. And if you felt your body is no longer beautiful, no longer strong, no longer worthy of being touched, try holding yourself close and whispering, "I'm still here. I still matter." There's no such thing as too late to reconnect, to heal, and to live more deeply. You can start today, gently. You don't have to change everything overnight. Just one small action, a heartfelt conversation, a hand held a little longer than usual, a glance that lingers like it used to. If you're unsure or hesitant, begin with compassion for yourself and for the person beside you. Sincerity, when nurtured, always finds its way back to genuine connection. Thank you for being here. If you're still watching this video and something in your heart feels gently moved, please leave a comment with the number 1 so we know you're here, walking this journey with us toward healing and deeper living. And if you haven't quite felt yourself reflected in today's message, leave a 0 so we can keep improving and sharing more meaningful stories. And if you haven't subscribed to Advice for Seniors, we invite you to do so and turn on the bell so you never miss a moment that might just remind you how beautifully worth living your life still is. Thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing yourself to feel more. And may you have a day filled with gentleness, connection, with your partner, with yourself, and with this precious life. We'll see you in the next video.